lot of money, man. These athletes is making another revenue. I mean, getting another revenue for themselves. And, you know, we all should support it, especially the Indiana Fever Girl podcast. Sophie did her podcast yesterday. It was phenomenal. We got new information hearing it straight from the horse's mouth about Bria Hartley, about being fined, just about a lot of different things. And Aaliyah Boston is doing the same thing. So she wrapped up a podcast with Candace Parker, and she talked about a lot of different stuff within this podcast, but one thing that is definitely sticking out, Aliyah.
This isn't just about calls, it's exposing deeper cracks in women's pro basketball media focus. Player treatment, competitive balance, all uneven. Some stars get the spotlight and, critics argue, a bit more protection, raising real questions about whether star treatment is shaping both officiating and office decisions. Add in the online chaos, fanbases going to war, throwing personal attacks, harassment, even threats. It's way beyond normal sports chatter now, it's toxic. And with certain teams and names pulling in far more viewers and dollars than others, the league faces commercial pressure to shield its biggest draws. And that pressure might just be tilting how players are treated on and off the court.
Is the conversation about the Indiana Fever playing the Connecticut Sun and like what fueled the hatred between these teams. Now, I thought this was a dope subject matter, great topic, and yeah, man, we finna listen to it right now. Let's play the footage. If it loads, come on.
A lot of people stepped up. Natasha Howard, 18 points, 9 rebounds. Odyssey Sims, I mean, she's fitting right in. 19 points, 4 rebounds.
The rough, physical play in these matchups has sparked serious concern, not just about safety, but about how fouls are being called, or in some cases, completely ignored. Aggressive moves went unchecked, while similar actions elsewhere drew whistles, leaving players, coaches, and fans scratching their heads. That kind of inconsistency stirs frustration fast. And now, league officials are under fire for what many see as selective rule enforcement. Some players get fined for calling out refs. Others say nearly the same thing and walk away untouched. It's created a messy perception problem around fairness and transparency at the league level.
She's fitting right in. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, stepping up big with your backcourt, taking some hits. Bree Turner stepping up, defending like that in the fourth quarter. I mean, Lexi Hull's clutch three. And then Kelsey effing Mitchell. I'm going to just put a MFing on that. Honestly, MVP performance from Kelsey Mitchell. She had 4 points. I think I read that.
Going into halftime.
Ended the game with 38, 6 assists, 5 threes.
And the officiating debate, it's getting louder. Critics point to calls that seem to favor certain players, like a recent game where Bueckers racked up free throws on contact many saw as minimal, or even non-existent. Meanwhile, others got no whistle for the same level of contact. The inconsistency is what's setting fans off.
38, 6 assists, 5 threes, 2 steals. I mean, she passed Tamika Catchings for the most 30-point games in franchise history. She is hooping. She's at another level.
Kelsey's focused. You see it. Like, she's on that court and she just wants to win. I think coming out at halftime, like we said, we were determined. I was like, Kels, call your number. It does not matter. Like, Kelsey has a different level of speed on her. You're trying to play her so she doesn't get downhill, and then she's going to bounce that ball one more time and knock down that 3. And it's like,
the league didn't like her take on the refs, even though she insists it wasn't harsh. Each fine? Around $100, pocket change for pros. But the repeat penalties are raising eyebrows about league consistency. Fans are fired up. Arguments, clashes, and some really toxic exchanges online, even veering into threats and personal attacks.
And it's like, you can't ever find your happy medium. And I think she just kept calling her own number and kept knocking it down. It's hard to guard her like that. Well, I don't know what you want. What else could be said about Kelsey at this point? She's been so consistent this entire season.
Well, for those of you that are new to the WNBA, Kelsey Mitchell has been about this, to be honest with you. And, you know, we kind of throw out the numbers of a Giannis Antetokounmpo, and okay, he just
Their last win over Minnesota came with Sophie Cunningham, Sydney Carlson, and Ari McDonald on the floor, all now out of the rotation still. Stephanie White coached a brilliant game plan against Cheryl Reeve. Could she outcoach her again? Possibly once, twice in a row. That's a mountain. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham just got hit with her 3rd straight fine for podcast comments. this time over remarks about Paige Bueckers and officiating standards.
That's a Tentacupo, and okay, just calm down where I'm going. But, his MVP seasons aren't as a result of his numbers. It's usually how his team performs. And with Kelsey Mitchell, she's been putting up numbers like this. It's just the Fever hadn't been winning. And you realize, you get that type of reputation in the league of being a hooper, being able to put the ball in the hoop, and the scattering report proves that. And so now you all are stacking wins. You all look like a solid team where others are.
For real talk, expecting to wins is a stretch. Maybe they steal one, but a sweep highly unlikely. Beating them twice in a row would mark their third win over Minnesota this season. And that would be huge, but basketball is about matchups. And this one's a test of strengths and gaps on both sides.
Now you all are stacking wins. You all look like a solid team where others are stepping up. You all are 19 and 16. You're 6th in the standings. There are a few games that separate that second spot from spot number 6. And I think it's going to be unbelievable to watch you all. Unfortunately, you all did lose Sophie Cunningham in the second quarter with a knee injury. And obviously we send our thoughts and prayers out to Sophie. You all have had a lot of tough.
Oddly enough, they've only met Minnesota once this season in the Commissioner's Cup. So these back-to-back matchups, they carry extra weight. Boston's words made it clear, Minnesota won't make it easy. They're sitting at the top of the WNBA. And beating them twice, a long shot at best.
A lot of tough times, I would say. And I think adversity obviously builds character and it reveals it. And you all are right now, and during this stretch, a lot of people have stepped up.
Yeah, no, I think so. Like I said, I feel like this entire season, it's been something here, something there, something over here. But for us, it's about everyone that's in our locker room, their heads stay up. That's just what we've done all season. And so it doesn't the feeling doesn't go away of dang, what.
No peeking too far ahead. It's all eyes on Minnesota Friday, then the rematch Sunday. That's the focus, with a season riddled by player availability issues. They've learned not to drift, just lock in on the task right in front of them. No revenge fantasies, no scoreboard watching, just the Lynx now.
But why? If we want to talk about Paige, here's a good question.
They fined her for saying Paige Bueckers has a good whistle. I kid you not, that is one of the craziest reasons I've seen a player get fined. I hope she says more now. She said nothing bad about Paige. She'll happily pay those fines. I think they're only fining $200 or something. It's something crazy. Sophie Cunningham is making millions this year. Players don't get fined.
This was the story of their second half, playing for one another, hyping up every play. Even when the shots didn't fall, they trusted that the next player would fire that same shot the very next trip down the floor. That's the real next. Player up mentality, not just for roster gaps, but for the grueling stretch ahead. And that stretch is no joke. Lynx at home, Lynx on the road, Storm at home, Sparks twice. Valkyria away, Mercury away, and Sky at home, their final 7 games. As for the playoff push, the mindset is simple, one game at a time.
Don't get fined for speaking on one another, but every single player in the history of pro basketball has criticized officiating and been fined for it. No, she keeps doing the same thing, getting fined for it. She literally said Paige is a good whistle. That is what she said. She said Paige, the Paige fans, my God, Paige fans are fucking nut jobs. I'm sorry, I've seen the worst of the Caitlyn fans. And I'm not talking about the Dr. Philip Oliver.
The only dark cloud, Sophie Cunningham's knee injury in the second quarter. She's in everyone's thoughts. This team's faced plenty of tough breaks this season. But each setback has revealed their grit. They've stayed positive, stayed locked in. Losing a teammate hurts, but their response is always the same: play harder. Play for the ones who can't suit up and leave everything on the floor.
They're Philip Oliver Holes type people who just randomly tweet the most wild racist shit under Angel Reese, DJ Carrington's posts when they're not fans of anybody, you're not fans of any player. These are the same people that are calling Caitlin Clark a man. They are literally just rage baiters. I'm not talking about them, they're just awful people. But the Paige fans, oh my God. The worst people are the AZ fans. Oh my God. Have you seen some of the stuff they're saying about Sophie Cunningham? They're literally wishing in, they are now celebrating
For anyone new to the WNBA, this isn't new for Mitchell. She's been this good, even when the Fever weren't stacking wins like most MVP races. Recognition often comes down to team success, not just stats. Now, with victories piling up and teammates stepping up, things look solid, sitting at 19-16. They hold 6th place, and just a few wins separate them from the no to spot the race ahead. It's going to be wild.
They're now celebrating Bria Hartley as some sort of god of the WNBA because she took out Sophie Cunningham. It's unhinged. The Paige fans are unhinged. They're absolutely unhinged. I'm sorry. I want to apologize to the Angel Reese fans. You guys aren't that bad. You guys aren't that bad. You guys aren't that bad. And when we're not talking about the rage bait trolls that will just troll everybody, they're not fans of anybody. Even the worst of the Caitlin Clark fans, you guys aren't that bad. You and Angel Reese fans
Mitchell played like a woman possessed, laser-focused, fearless at halftime. The locker room pushed her to take over, and she did just that. Her speed is a nightmare for defenders, forcing them to pick their poison, guard the drive or contest. The three, most can't do both. She carried that burden and thrived, proving why she's nearly impossible to contain, and she's been that steady all season long.
And Angel Reese fans are two sides of the same coin. There's different levels of extremes. And even the South Carolina fans, I know multiple of you guys, every time I tweeted that Raven Johnson wasn't very good at basketball, threatened to find me and kill me. I understand that. Even the Lynx fans that told me that I was not going to make it at Target Center alive last year when I went to Game 3 of the finals, even you guys are chill compared to these Paige Bueckers fans. I would actually be scared. I would be scared that they would leak your address. With
the backcourt struggling, others had to rise. Bree Turner turned up the defensive heat in the 4th. Lexi Hull nailed a clutch 3. And Kelsey Mitchell, she went off just 4 points by halftime, then exploded for 38 points, 6 assists, 5 threes, and 2 steals. She even broke Tamika Catching's franchise record for the most 30-point games in Fever history. That was elite-level dominance.
They go to no end. They are terminally online. These people are terminally online. And these are not people that are trolls. These are not anything. These are terminally online K-pop nut jobs. But so the entire league can talk shit about Caitlin, but Sophie can't talk shit to Paige. No. And that's the funniest thing, is that Angel Reese can say some people have a special whistle about Caitlin Clark in a public press conference. And it's selective finding. That's the problem.
Aaliyah Boston's in on the trend too. She recently sat down with Candace Parker for a podcast chat that touched on everything, including the heated rivalry between the Fever and the Connecticut Sun. Fans loved it. On the court, the contributions were spread wide. Natasha Howard put up 18 points and 9 boards, while Odyssey Sims came in smooth with 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Selective finding, that's the problem. Kelsey Plum has not been fined this year, and Kelsey Plum has literally just stopped entire press conferences to complain about the referees. Apparently Stephanie White didn't get fined when Marina Mabrey knocked Caitlin on her ass, and then Sophie Cunningham took down JC Sheldon. Apparently Stephanie White and Mazian did not get fined for both of them going mad at the referees. And both of them, if we can be honest, if the JC Sheldon Captain Insano gets called as a flagrant foul on that spot, on the physical...
Turns out, these podcast projects aren't just side gigs. They're gold mines for content and give fans rare behind-the-scenes access to team life. That's something this organization hasn't offered much before, and the payoff, pretty impressive. Many of these shows rake in real money, adding fresh income for players. So backing these initiatives, like the Indiana Fever Women's podcast, actually makes sense. Sophie just dropped a brand new episode yesterday, packed with quality content and some inside scoops on Bria Hartley's status and other team updates.
You can foul on the spot. Then the Tina Charles kind of I still don't think Tina Charles, she was walking towards her like that, her hands in a fist on Caitlin's back, but that doesn't happen, and Caitlin having to walk away from Tina Charles into an oncoming Marina Mabrey playing body checking her two hockey goons. It is none of that happens if the referee calls a flagrant foul and stops the whole situation.
Aaliyah Boston is spilling fresh details on Sophie Cunningham's knee situation and the stunning comeback her squad pulled off against the Connecticut Sun. This all unfolded in Indianapolis, where the story is still heating up. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever have been catching heat for running their own podcasts, Plenty of WNBA players do the same. Angel Reese even shut hers down in her rookie season. As for Caitlin Clark, don't expect her to launch one anytime soon. She's locked in on basketball, all in, no distractions. She's the picture of pure hoops dedication.